Hi Pisces, and welcome to your monthly love predictions reading. I hope you've been well and taking care of yourself, Pisces. It was your birthday recently, and it may still be your birthday in the coming days, so happy birthday, Pisces, and happy birthday to those who experience their birthday in February. Now, today's reading is intended for Pisces sun, moon, risings, or people who have strong Pisces placements in their chart. So if you're here checking up on a Pisces, you're welcome to watch. I just need you to know that I'm a very honest reader. So if you hear or see something you don't like, you have been warned. We're going to be doing a love predictions reading, looking at the month ahead, which will be mid-month to mid-April in terms of a time frame. I'll start this reading with an oracle card, which will tell us the overall theme you can expect to experience. And then we're going to get tarot to clarify and get more information. And I'll close your reading with more advice from another oracle deck. So let's get into it, Pisces. Now that I've gotten that spiel out of the way, what is the main theme in love Pisces can expect to experience? Spirits. What is the main theme in love Pisces can expect to experience? What is the main theme in love Pisces can expect to experience, Spirit, for the month ahead? Oh, Pisces, you've got a different energy about you compared to the other water signs. I don't know what's going on with you. Maybe it was your birthday. It has you thinking differently. We have the Cloak of Christ, number 4. This is a heavy energy. Pisces, what's going on with you in your love life? This is a big energy to have. It feels like you're thinking very heavily about your love life to the point where there's a burdening feeling here. There's a heavy burden. The Cloak of Christ makes me think of pain, and it does make me think of like protection and love, sure, but it also gives me a feeling of pain and trying to navigate through that pain. Some of y'all are protecting a loved one here, and you're trying to be very careful about what is said and done in order to protect that loved one, while others of you are trying to protect yourself and trying to figure out how to navigate forward with the opportunities in love that you have. So I feel with the 4 here, the overall goal is to bring peace and stability into your love life. You want to have more control, and you want to feel more in control over your feelings as well. But I feel with the Cloak of Christ here, there's a sense of duty about your love life. And you want to kind of be careful about what is done and what is said. So it's interesting. I think I got to read a message for you from the book. I didn't do this for any of the other signs, but I think there's a message in here for you from the actual oracle book. Number 4, please, Spirit. Where is that card? Number 4, the Cloak of Christ. Yeah, I kind of feel for you, sweets. Your heart is heavy for some reason. So this is the quote. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. So there is a feeling of elevating here. The cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of the Christ consciousness. This unconditionally loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but is shared by Rumi and many other holy ones. So it's not necessarily the cloak of Christ, but also the cloak of whoever wears it. Can you allow yourself to take refuge in this knowledge, to feel it not only as an idea, nourishing as that is, but as a visceral reality where you complete the sacred honoring ritual and allow yourself to feel the peace and receive healing? It's almost like you have to do something in order to get your peace, and you've accepted that responsibility. I don't know how I feel about this for you, sweets. It feels quite heavy, like a burden. I'm going to pull some tarot for you, and we'll see how this translates over the next month. What is going on for Pisces when it comes to love over the next month, please, Spirit? What is going on for Pisces over the next month when it comes to love? Oh, hi. So the back of the deck is the King of Pentacles in the reverse position. Oh my lord, we're going to talk about that after. Let me flip your cards first. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. We have the Chariot in the reverse position. We have the Nine of Wands in the upright, if it will focus. There we go. And we also have the Ten of Wands in the upright as well. Ay, Dios mío, what have you done, sweet pea? Or what has been done to you? So I want to throw some words out because there's a lot of feelings and I kind of want to cry. So I think that tears have been spilled already, or tears may come as you figure out a way to move forward. But I do want you to know that these are the main energies I'm picking up on. And a lot of this is what is already happening currently. King of Pentacles reversed is a test of loyalty, of commitment, questioning your future and where your alliances lie and how you want to navigate the long term with a certain somebody by your side. This could also have to do with family issues interfering with your love life, financial issues affecting you, the way that you see yourself and value yourself. And it may also have to do with a feeling of insecurity in general about what you have to offer somebody and what you can bring to the table in the long term. I want to say that an overall energy over the next month is definitely a change in identity. You seem to be struggling with the way that you connect to your material world, whether that's how you look or just how you feel based on what you have around you. This may look like you wanting to reshuffle your lounge room or your bedroom and do a spring clean to feel better. This may look like you wanting to work more to feel better, wanting to work less to feel better. But it does feel like your material world is reflecting back to you your own insecurities at this time. So there is an energy about you to numb that and to almost act in a way where you don't have to see that, but it still kind of plays back at you. It feels quite heavy, and it feels like a lot of this has been triggered by a question of loyalty or a question of commitment. So I want to get into your reading before I keep down that path because we haven't even started with these cards. So with the Queen of Cups here in the reverse position, currently in terms of the middle of the month, this March month, most of you are dealing with a feeling of, it's like your intuition is telling you something, but you're turning it off. Your heart is telling you something, but you're turning it off. There's something going on in your gut instincts, in your gut feeling, and it's niggling and it's pulling you, but you're turning it off. It feels heavy, it feels a little bit sad, and it feels like something you don't want to see or you don't want to know, but your intuition is pinging and encouraging you to pay attention. Your compassion is also being tested in this situation though, and it feels like you're trying to have empathy, but you're giving too much of yourself to a cause that isn't paying you back nearly as much. Connecting with your feminine energy could be key in that week, this middle March energy. I think that you really need to purge some of this by crying and letting out some of that heaviness. I think this is also about forgiving yourself for some of you, for some of the feelings that you're having, because your feelings are your clues into understanding yourself and what your soul needs. Sometimes we can't always control how we feel, but those feelings are highlighting something that we need. So I want to clarify that Queen of Cups. What's going on here for Pisces in that first week of their love reading? Spirit's showing me the Eight of Pentacles. So many of you may be working to kind of numb this feeling or distracting yourself with study or other sort of material influences. But I want to say that you're working on these feelings in the middle of March. You're definitely trying to work on them and understand them better, as well as block out some of the heavier feelings. The Eight of Pentacles is overall this energy of mastery and hard work. So despite not feeling quite right in this first week, which will be mid-March in terms of the time frame, you are working on this, and it feels like you're trying to put in a lot of effort into feeling better and kind of getting more grounded about how you feel. It feels like your feelings are all over the place and you don't like that. So in the second week, which will be the end of March, we have this Chariot energy, and the Chariot is reversed. So Pisces, I do feel like as March ends, you're feeling very delayed in terms of, or limited, not even delayed, it's limited by what you can do for your love life, for yourself, and with your partner if you have one. If you're in a relationship, Pisces, the Chariot reverse is indicating a slow period in your relationship. It's also highlighting fears being prominent, and that fears may be causing slow movement, or in many cases delays. I feel as though action here is going to be delayed by you subconsciously or consciously. If you're in a relationship, you may find yourself creating distance between your partner to understand yourself better and to give yourself time to feel clearly and to know how you're feeling, because you're afraid of some of the heavier feelings. Now, if you're single, it does feel like your situation is starting to kind of reflect a lot of fear back to you, and you're starting to feel as though when it comes to love, if you're a single Pisces, the opportunities you're getting are not at all what you want. It's almost like you're being given a lot of empty chances or promises or opportunities, and it's not at all what you expected, let alone what you want. I also think that, Pisces, you're going to feel as though your feelings aren't being appreciated or nurtured in this situation. So it is a heavy feeling for you, sweet pea. Please look after yourself. What is something that I've missed here with the Chariot card for Pisces? We're going to close your reading with advice, so please stick around for that closure, because I don't want you to just leave while it's heavy like this. We have the Ten of Swords in the reverse position, so there is a question of betrayal here with the Chariot reversed. There's also a question of, are we doing the right thing? If we move forward, will we actually be doing the right thing, or should I be doing something else different? There is fear here, and I can't tell if it's entirely your fear. If you're in a relationship or you're dealing with someone, you're not even official yet, your person is picking up on the fact that there's a heaviness to you, and you're really internalizing a lot of your thought processes. A lot of worrying thoughts here with the Ten of Swords reversed, and you're trying to slow something down so that it doesn't fall apart. You don't want this to be the end of a cycle, but what that means is you're kind of internalizing a lot of pain here. Now, if you're a single Pisces, you're really questioning when this is going to end. And in that second week, which will be the end of March, you're really feeling like, how much longer is this going to take? How much longer do I have to be in this sort of dark side of the moon, wondering when the light will come? I think that all of you Pisces are going to be in your head a lot and really thinking and overthinking to the point where your fears may be amplified above those primary feelings. So remember, fear does guide us. It is an essential part of being human, but it doesn't mean it needs to rule the way that we think. There's always a feeling below that fear that may trigger that fear. So I do think that it's about giving yourself time to connect to that primary feeling that rests below that fear. And then in our third week over here, we have the Nine of Wands. So this will be the first week of April, Pisces. The Nine of Wands for you is telling me that there's a feeling of perseverance here. You've given yourself March to kind of be in your feelings and feel like this situation is a little bit disheartening, to say the least, but you're not letting that roll into March and into April. By the time April comes around, Pisces, I see the Nine of Wands as you really wanting to power through and looking at ways to continue this, whatever journey you're on. You don't want to try something new at this point. You're looking at, how can I get through this as it is without changing too much? Now, the interesting thing about this is you're going to start to feel the residual effects of such fiery energy. I think with the Nine of Wands, what Spirit is encouraging you to do is look at creative solutions, because you cannot continue to do this. But I'm sensing an almost stubbornness from your end, Pisces. You don't want to change, so how can you continue doing this just the way it is? Spirit, what else is going on here with the Nine of Wands for Pisces? What else is going on here with the Nine of Wands for Pisces? We have a person coming out. I was wondering when we were going to get people in your reading, because it was just you up until now. We have the King of Swords reversed, someone who's very logical and analytical. So listen, this isn't necessarily someone you're dealing with. It could be if you're dealing with an air sign, but this represents somebody who is struggling to understand what you're thinking and what's on your mind. I feel like there is a miscommunication here in the first week of April, and it feels like there's someone getting very defensive and trying to really kind of protect themselves with the Nine of Wands. So I'm hearing that song, "You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party." It's not even partying. It's just like you have to fight for your right here with this person. The first week of April, when it comes to love, Pisces, I don't entirely love it for you. It feels like you're dealing with someone who doesn't understand your thought process or how you think. And they're trying to figure you out, but they're drawing conclusions. So if you're in a relationship, it's like your partner is making a lot of mistakes and a lot of bad judgments of what is actually going on. But this is because there is a lack of clear communication between the two of you. If you're single, you're dealing with someone who hardly knows you and doesn't know you well enough, or isn't communicating openly enough with you. So there's a lot of miscommunication here. I also think that this is causing some wrong, false judgments to be made. And with the Nine of Wands, you're feeling very defensive. You're feeling like you need to kind of stand up for yourself and force the situation to turn in your favor. You're arcing up, for lack of a better word. Now, with the Ten of Wands here, in the last week of this monthly reading, which will be mid-April, there is a breaking point moment, sweets. And are we really surprised? Because how much can one person take? The Ten of Wands indicates to me that mid-April will be a stressful time for you. You've got this sense of responsibilities and feeling burdened, and your love life has been causing more stress as well. So I do sense that you've got stress going on in other areas of your life, and your love life is unfortunately contributing to that stress as well. So as we end the monthly reading for you, what I'm picking up on is mid-April, you're feeling overburdened. And if you're in a relationship, it's like your expectations were not being met. Your partner is not listening, they're not paying attention to your needs, or they're fulfilling your needs in a way that you don't need them to be fulfilled. It's like selective hearing here, miscommunications, misunderstandings, leading to a feeling of not being heard. And you feel like you have this sense of responsibility to continue to fight, but you're burning out and you're running out of steam. So what I'm also picking up on with the Knight of Swords coming out for you is this is causing you to question the way forward, to question what you should do next and how you should act next. You're feeling disheartened and you're slowing right down. Most of you, this breaking point will lead you towards stopping action and communication altogether and shutting down, which I want to say, Sweet Pea, is not going to be healthy if you're in a relationship, but you've been pushed into this corner. If you're single, Pisces, your lack of opportunity in terms of what you want and being given things that you don't want is going to hit a brick wall by mid-April. You're going to feel very frustrated with this flighty energy and this miscommunication of people around you. And single Pisces are going to hit a point where you start to date and interact with people in a very different way to what you have been. Relationship Pisces, I feel as though you're going to be pumping the brakes on your relationship and calling a timeout, because you can't keep doing this. You're running out of steam, but you don't know what to do in the meantime. I sense many of you wanting a break, wanting separation from whoever you've been dealing with, and this will eventually lead you to feeling guilty and trying to kind of make things up to the person that you are in a relationship with. But if you're a single Pisces, this will ultimately lead you towards feeling ready to kind of get back out there in a more hopeful, better way. So there's two groups here. One group is in a relationship that is not functioning as smoothly as it could. You're experiencing slow movement and a feeling of a burden miscommunication. You're wanting to work on your relationship, but it feels like whoever you're dealing with is logical and they're not thinking about what is actually, or they're not asking the right questions to know what is actually happening with you internally. A lot of internalization here. There is a feeling of we can't keep doing this. So I sense this reading from Spirit's point of view was about you understanding that things cannot continue this way. You need to better understand your needs and better understand what you want in order to move forward, because we can't get what we need unless we can articulate what we want. Communication is definitely your biggest downfall in the month ahead, but that is also a clue as to what you can use to help fix some of these problems. Communicating clearly, communicating efficiently and openly with your partner or with the person you're dealing with in love will help you get this relationship on the right track. And if you're a single Pisces, you're going to realize why you have been attracting the sort of wrong options, and you're going to find new ways to meet the people that you actually want to meet by being more emotionally available and by seeking love in the right places. So let's get some closing advice for you, Pisces. What is the closing advice for Pisces, please, Spirit? Yeah, I'm hearing a change to your routine as well if you're a single Pisces will help you meet the right people. All right, we have communication. Communication is your advice, and it's in the reverse position. Look at you, Pisces. This card is number 2. We have the Pisces symbol on there. We've got the earth element symbol, and we have communication with P on this card. So when I think of P's, I think of winter, and I think of the fact that they look one way on the outside but have something sweet and delicious on the inside. And I think that's what's going on for you, sweets. You look one way on the outside, but you have a whole lot of something going on inside. Now, if you want to be successful in love, we've got to start understanding that our internal reflects our external. And what is happening for you internally needs to be addressed. Even if we do it little bits at a time, because this is a lot of energy and I don't know how you've been carrying this for this long. We do need to start finding healthy ways to ground ourselves and to communicate our feelings to those around us. I'm not just talking about your romantic partners, I'm talking about your loved ones, your co-workers, people who you interact with on a daily basis or in meaningful ways. It's about understanding how to ground yourself enough to communicate your needs and your feelings. I think with Pisces here, please don't feel rushed in terms of making a decision. The next month is more about releasing energy and finding new ways to move towards the outcomes that you want, and also for a lot of you figuring out what outcome you want, because you've forgotten what you want or you don't understand exactly what you want when it comes to love. So you're not necessarily being forced to make any big decisions when it comes to love in the next month. It's more about grounding yourself, connecting to yourself, knowing yourself again, and connecting to what you want when it comes to love. I want you to know communication is your savior, sweets, in the next month. You've been my longest reading for a reason. I've done my best to try to communicate this message to you in a helpful way, but there is a lot that you will need to do in order to get to where you want to be, let alone where you deserve to be. Pisces, your overall message here is communicating and understanding what you want by grounding yourself in this feeling of I'm more connected to who I am and to what I need and what I deserve. I think that communicating is going to help you get what you need from those around you and also feel more connected to those around you, which will help you identify the opportunities and the support and the love that you have. So I hope this reading was helpful for you, Pisces. I got to cut it there. You've been a lengthy one. You've been a pleasure to read for, though. I have so much love for you, Pisces. I hope this reading was helpful in the sense that it gave you information. My goal is to give you as much information, clarity, support, and guidance as possible so that you can move forward making informed decisions. Remember, your future is not set in stone. You have free will. Your internal reflects your external. Your free will dictates your outcome. So take those actions that you want in the direction that you want. Please look after your beautiful self, Pisces. Sending you so much love and light, and I shall connect with you very, very soon. Bye.